Hi beauties, today's Thursday already. So once again, I am inside my car, gonna do about a 10-minute car vlog, unless this camera decides to heat up. I just got done filming. I actually filmed today accessories, like my favorite fashion accessories, because there's so many cool things that I've found. A lot of really cute, unique bags, and a lot of people ask me, where do I get my stuff? Which, by the way, I actually have a friend that doesn't like sharing where she gets her stuff at all. I can see why though. I feel like you might not want people to copy your style. Because if somebody replicates everything that you do, would you be flattered or would you be annoyed? I want to hear from you guys. Would you be annoyed or would you be flattered if a friend, oh my gosh, you know what though? There was this girl in junior high, and yeah, we were friends actually, not just a girl. We were friends, and she used to buy everything that I used to buy. My Vans, the same, because I used to change the shoelaces, and she would buy the same color shoelaces, baby blue and white. She got the Limp Bizkit CD because I was obsessed with Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit. And yeah, I remember being like, why does she have to get everything that I get? Like, if you want Vans, can you just get your own style of Vans? Like, I get it. Maybe you want to get the same shoe, but I customized I customized my pair of Vans with baby blue and white shoelaces. And I was just like, you don't have to take it that far to where you make it exactly like my shoes, you know? So I guess it could be annoying if somebody just straight up replicates your look. I feel like you could be inspired by it for sure, but then replicating the look and then not giving you any credit or saying inspired by you or anything like that, that's kind of weird. How do you guys feel about that? But then again, there's some of my friends who wear the cutest stuff and I'm like, I wish I could wear that jumpsuit, but then I feel like I don't want to buy it because I don't want to wear the same jumpsuit even though it looks fabulous on you. It's like, that's your style, you know what I mean? But I do have friends who I get inspired by their style all the time, but I think it's just about making it your own. Always make it your own. Oh my gosh, can I give you guys a story about the test that I did for to check if my fallopian tubes were blocked? So I went a few weeks ago to, I went a month and a half ago. I don't know why I'm having issues with communication today. I've tried to film a video today. I actually did film a video today, but I kept like stopping. You know how like you have days where your communication skills are not the best? Your thoughts are not flowing into proper sentences. Today is one of those days, and I haven't read fully like I should in days, people. This is the book that we're reading for this week. Reads book club. I'm sorry to all my girls who've been on the book club and all that stuff, but I do post about it on Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I have like a whole tab for all the books that I'm currently reading, and I will do one specifically for you, I promise. Okay, I'm just so sorry. I haven't been filming videos. I've been busy with the launch of the website. So right now I'm at a point where I'm trying to find balance with all the stuff that I'm doing. But back to the story about my fallopian tubes, because that's the only story that I'm going to say in today's vlog, and then I'll have to talk to you guys another day. But I wanted to share my experience. So I started the process of checking to see if I have anything that's blocking my fallopian tubes from releasing an egg, if I have any scar tissue, all of that stuff. This is one of the first actual exams that I'm doing. I already had an ultrasound, and I do have a little bit of a dip in my uterus. So you know where the baby is held, the sac, there's a dip. I forgot the technical scientific word for it, but there's a little bit of a dip. And that's one thing that's, you know, odd and different, right? It's supposed to be like a triangle. But some women have like a really deep crevice. And then a lot of women who have that are way more prone to miscarriages. So one of the exams that I did, and they already checked out my husband, his sperm count, all of that stuff. He's healthy as he can be. he's good to go. All my tests are pretty good too, and the doctor recommended to see if my fallopian tubes are blocked, and there's a test called HSG test, and it's a test where they shoot up dye, colored dye, and they do it through your fallopian tubes through a catheter that they put inside of your vagina. And oh, the thought of putting a catheter in my vagina, oh my god, it happened. It was the worst day of my life, honestly. I'm exaggerating. No, I'm not exaggerating. It was really, I felt like I was tortured. I really felt like I was being tortured. But my doctor is so good at what she does, and she's amazing, and she was really trying to comfort me, and also the medical assistant and everything. But so I didn't want to do the dye because I was like, it doesn't sound too healthy for me to be shooting up a foreign liquid into my fallopian tubes. So I opted out for the same exam, but with air bubbles instead of the dye. And so they pretty much put a catheter, right, with a needle, a catheter, again, through your vagina, and then it's attached to little tubes, and they shoot up water, and they also shoot up air bubbles. If the air bubbles are able to go through your fallopian tubes, you can see it in the ultrasound, then your tubes are not blocked. But if the air bubbles cannot go through the fallopian tubes, then you have some blockage. That was the worst pain that I ever experienced in my entire life. It brought me to tears. When I was pregnant with Isaac, I did not cry. I don't think I shed tears like in pain, even though it was really painful. Giving birth was not like that. I remember being like, it really didn't hurt that much. This kind of pain was cramping. It felt like cramping. Just think of air bubbles trying to go through a fallopian tube, which is super, super tiny. And putting a catheter up there was also very uncomfortable. And from what I heard is that a lot of women don't experience that type of pain if there's no blockage. So the doctor tried to put the air bubbles through both of my fallopian tubes, and it was an inconclusive test because she couldn't get anything through them. So she said your tubes were like spasming. I don't know if they were like spasming like muscles, because I was having a lot of pain and I was crying. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't. I'm like, it was just so much pain, and I was like holding on to the medical assistant's hand and like squeezing it really hard without wanting to, but just like, this is so much pain. I couldn't handle the pain. I couldn't handle the pain. Actually, I did handle it because I went through the whole thing, but I felt like I couldn't. I've never experienced that kind of pain in my life, and it left me traumatized. Thinking about it would bring me to tears for the following week. Just thinking about it. That whole day I felt so emotional also. So I called my mom and I told her what I went through, and it's just made me realize all the things that women go through to try to have babies when they can't have children. It's really hard. Like, we women go through so many things that are so hard on us. And also the emotional pain of being like, I'm getting older, this test is not working, but it's so painful, but I have to do it. My husband wants a baby. I want a baby too. Isaac wants a baby. And it's like, I also feel the pressure of having to do it. So I have to do it again, basically, with the dye this time. And she's going to prescribe a higher, medicine that's a lot stronger. I think she said Vicodin. And I'm gonna have to take it. She gave me Motrin, actually. She prescribed a antibacterial medication and then also Motrin to take it before the test was done. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it at all, to be honest with you. I am not looking forward to it at all. My period should be here around the full moon, which is at the end of this month, and I am not looking forward to it, but I have to do it. So yeah, I took a picture right before the test, and I was like so excited, because I was so excited to be there. I'm like, yes, we're finally taking the right steps to have a child, and this is one of the steps. If I have a problem, now I have a doctor who's helping me diagnose the issue, and we're going to take the proper steps. So she recommended that if I don't want to take the test, we can just go ahead and assume that my tubes are blocked, and we can go ahead with IVF, or I can do the test again. But I'm going to do the test again because I need to know for sure if they're blocked, or I was just going through a lot of pain that they were like spasming and they just contracted, my fallopian tubes. So with that being said, that is it for today's video. I just wanted to share my experience with that test. I by no means want to scare anybody out there with the test, but I want to be completely honest about my own experience. Other women have told me on a 1 to 10 level of pain, they've experienced a 5, a 4, discomfort, it's not a big deal, and everything, okay? So women experience that. Just like childbirth can be one way for one woman and completely different for another, the same thing with this test. So I by no means want to scare you of doing this test. If you need to do it, you can handle it. You will get through it. Even if you go through a lot of pain, it's pain, and since I experienced it and I went through it, you can survive the pain. So you will be okay, and it's better to know if there is an issue than to just assume that they're blocked, when in reality it was just a spasm, a muscle spasm or whatever. So not a muscle, it's not a muscle, but yeah, the tube spasming. So anyways, I hope you guys all have a really great day. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. I will try my best to respond to you. And till next time, have a blessed and beautiful day. And now I gotta go pick up my guy.